Users use a lot of ways to trick people into believing these URLs are legitimate. So they use a technique called typo squatting. Like the original email address is adidas.com, for example. They just play with the letters into similar letters that look the same, abibus.com. So someone not giving much attention to the email and it looks very similar to the old one will just press on this link, not suspecting that there will be something wrong with this. Another form of malicious URL registering is cyber squatting, and they actually use a domain name with bad intent, like, for example, using avira.net or avira.org for malicious deeds. Like there is avira.com that we all know. So if we have like avira.net, we haven't registered that domain name, some attacker might pose as this company and use this domain squatted address to carry out their malicious deeds. This is also something we have to take care of. This is another technique that's being used these days. They use a legitimate domain name in the second level domain of the URL. So the domain name is abcd123.com, and they just add avira.com as a second level domain, which is not really monitored by any registrar. So this is something that they can control. It's not something that's being regulated by a third party. The abcd123 domain is the thing being regulated by the third party. So they use this to trick users into believing that avira.com is actually sending them this email. But we also have to look for the last instance or string of .com or .net or the top level domain and see the actual domain that's being visited. This is another way to lure users into pressing on this link. Like I said, the only thing regulated is the domain name. So 000webhostapp.com is the domain name that's being regulated. The second level domain has the string pay in it, which also resembles something that's like a payment web page or something. And the path is also something that is not regulated and just can be used by the web hosts themselves. So this path has paypal.com, which is used to lure users into pressing on this link, believing that it is paypal.com. Anything after the / is always the path of the web page in this web server. So this is something we should keep an eye on and not fall prey for that. There is a website that has most antivirus engines, most prominent or well-known antivirus engines on this hosted on this website to check if something is malicious or not. It can be used to check if a URL is malicious or not. So if we take this URL and paste it into virustotal.com, we will see that it's a phishing link marked by several antivirus vendors. So this is something we can also do to verify the legitimacy of the links we get in our emails, malicious documents, etc. PhishTank is another alternative. We can also paste this link in PhishTank, and it will verify if this is a phishing or benign or clean link. Whenever we see this page, then we know the phishing attempt succeeded. But as I said, this is a chain. So if we stopped it at the phishing part of the cyber kill chain, then we don't have to worry about the rest. But if we don't, this is the next stage of exploitation. So when you see a security warning like this, that macros have been disabled, just don't enable content. Like there is no such thing as a document was created in a previous version of Microsoft Word. You have to enable editing so that you can read it. This is also another social engineering trick that's being used by threat actors if they succeed in luring someone into pressing on their attached document or link. This is the second stage payload, and this in turn downloads and executes the actual payload. So we should keep an eye on this. If we see this, then we're falling victim to a phishing attempt. We can also use VirusTotal to check these attachments. So for this WHO advisory update, if we upload the attachments itself there, we will find that several antivirus engines detect them. This can also come in handy if your antivirus solution does not detect the attached sample, if you're feeling skeptical about it and you think that it might be malicious. This is another form of validation that you can use.